Well, good morning, guys. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome back, Small Louisiana Homestead. And today, I'm just doing a few little chores around the garden. Trying to help these cucumbers get up this little trellis that I put with this little jute twine. They're having a little trouble. They want to go on the ground, so I'm trying to keep them off the ground. I have some bell peppers that I want to show y'all. This archery variety that I tried this season. I may have mentioned it in one of my other videos very, very briefly, that it doesn't state these archery varieties are a giant variety, like makes giant bell peppers. Well, the ones I'm growing, guys, I'm going to classify these bell peppers as giant. Okay, in my opinion, I'll let y'all be the judge of that, what y'all think. But we're gonna actually take some measurements. We're gonna go pick a few and take some measurements of these things, and let me know what y'all think. If that's a giant bell pepper, or if that's something that y'all grow every year, no matter what variety. I think it had a lot to do with the way I raised them and how fertile my soil is, and the way I fertilized them when I first transplanted them, and the way I've continued to fertilize every 14 days, like I'm always telling y'all to do, with whatever fertilizer of your choice. If you want to go organic, like I'm mostly organic, I do use triple 10, and I haven't used Miracle-Gro yet this year at all, which those are all synthetic fertilizers. But if y'all watch some of my other videos, y'all see the kind of things I use in my soil, and how I amend my soil. I do have playlists on my channel for y'all to check those things out. Those fertilization and stuff like that videos that I make. So, with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let's take a look at them bell peppers and see what we got. Okay, here we are at our first little bed of bell peppers. Look at this, guys. Look how beautiful this is. We'll go ahead and harvest it. That beautiful, flawless bell pepper. These are one of the big ones. I think I got two other real big, a little bit bigger than that. But like I said, we're going to take some measurements of them and check them out. There's one thing I'm going to state about doing this. This was kind of just a little test run for me. Some of the plants. If you allow a pepper to stay, okay, so this was at the bottom of the plant. You want to let it get big, okay? Now, in most cases, you do that. You have other, I have other flowers. I have other little peppers coming out. But these could have probably grown a lot quicker if it wasn't for this one holding the plant back, because it concentrated too much on let's get this one as big as possible. So this is not a good production mode to go with. You may want to pick them a little smaller to get more. Now, with that said, I pulled it, so now the plant doesn't recognize it. It's gone, it's over. So now all the nutrients and everything's going to start flowing up further up the plant, which at this point I'm going to have to fertilize, and I will fertilize again to make sure that we start keep our nutrients up, keep things going, flowing up the plant, to get to all these other little baby bell peppers on the plant. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into production mode with it, and just let it just start making a bunch of half the size of this, okay, peppers. So like I said, I just wanted to try it out, because I was like, man, these peppers are getting really big for not being a giant variety. So we'll see. But I got a few more. Let's go pick them. All right, y'all. I got two more big ones on these plants. Well, one on each of those plants. Look at that. That's crazy huge. Man, I don't have humongous hands, but I got man hands, and He's pretty much taking up my whole hand, and I mean flawless. Something you'd find in a a high-end grocery store, except this would be a lot better for you than those. No pesticide, no none of that. Only spraying I've ever done, like I said, it was at Nemo Dawn dish soap and that Lost Coast solution that I found on Amazon that looks like it's been working pretty well. You know, even though the bug pressure isn't quite here yet, it's coming as soon as the heat comes, and I think in the next couple of weeks we're gonna start seeing some 90s, 90-degree weather. So it's coming, but I'm prepared for it, and I've started ahead of time, making sure I keep everything, a good layer of that Lost Coast solution and or Nemo, whatever it is. Just keep pushing them back. As they come to the garden, I'll be that smell of that and the smell of all the marigolds that I planted in the garden are gonna keep those bugs pushed back. They're not gonna want to come in here. Now, hey, you're gonna get some, but we don't want an infestation that we have to fight off. So that was just a little quick tip. But that's the other one. So I think this one, the second one I just picked, was actually the biggest. I mean, look at that. That is just crazy. Beautiful. So I got another little bed over there. We'll go ahead and I got a few more that's not quite as big. And I got one more back there I missed. They actually had two on that first plant. No, it's one. I'm sorry. So basically one of each of these 4 plants that had the big bell peppers. So now we're gonna let everything just start getting in production mode and make some medium bell peppers, and just to get in the freezer and all that to cook with. So I'll bring them back in a minute. Okay, here we are at the other bed, guys. These aren't quite as big. But I'm going to go ahead and pull them so, like I said, the plant can get into production mode and just start making a bunch of ones actually about this size or a little smaller is what I'm going to start picking up. Like I said, to fill up the freezer. Let's see. I got this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it. See? About that size. I'm looking for it. And this is still a nice bell pepper, guys. I mean, they're beautiful. Not a flaw with them. Not a mark on them. I mean, I've had that happen. Trust me. It just could be the year. Could be, like I said, the way I took care of the plant, the way I transplanted, the way I fertilized them. I'm not giving the rain any credit because we just got, like yesterday, a bunch of rain. Good, steady, slow, all day rain. Everything is saturated real good. Everything drained real good. The beds. So I can't give the rain any credit on this one. Not just yet. We'll see what the future brings with the rest of the production of these plants. And these were one that I had. You see the holes in them. It's the ones that I had that little baby army worm starting. I got rid of them with that Lost Coast solution that I was talking to y'all about. So plants are recovering, and we'll see where it takes us from here. So I also got some black bell peppers ready, and those ain't gonna be as big, but I want to show you what they look like. I'll be right back. Alright guys, here we are at the little black bell pepper bed, and I know I did say I'm not gonna let these get as big. I wasn't meaning they were gonna get that big as these archery variety. I'm just saying I'm not gonna let them start turning at a certain point. But see, this one has 3 of them. These things actually turn this black bluish color like right away. They're not going to be green like some varieties will start green and then turn red or yellow. Varieties, these are black right away. Look how cute that is. The little stems though still green. This thing is crazy pretty. Now I'm almost willing to bet, I've never tried these, but I'm almost willing to bet once you cut into them, it'll be green on the inside. I'm pretty sure. And you can still see some of the green pigment right here. So that tells me that inside, when you cut it, it's gonna be green. It's just the outside that's black. Hey, cute. Just add some color. I'm pretty sure they taste the same. I haven't tasted them yet, and I'm sure they taste like a green bell pepper. It may have different hints of flavor to a certain extent, but these are pretty neat. I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and take some measurements and see which one is the winner. Okay, let's get our little black bell peppers, a little black beauty is what they called. And here are our big old green jalapenos here. You can already see which one's the biggest one. Which to me looks like this one in circumference for sure. They're probably all about the same in height. But I mean, look at that. That's the perfect bell pepper, guy. Perfect. Almost hate to eat it. I don't want to eat it. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can get a measurement around it and see what it's going for. I know this seems a little not necessary, but I'm just curious because of the fact that it, like I said, it's not a giant variety per se. Yeah, see, we are 11 and 5/8. I don't know if that's upside down for y'all what, but anyway, 11 and 5/8 in circumference. The next, second to biggest one, which I'm gonna eyeball. This one is 11, about a 16th shy. 11. And let's see, this one probably looks about the same. Yeah, this one's actually 10 and 5/16. Maybe that's what the other one was too, but it's almost exactly the same size as that one. So, and I guess that's just for, this looks about 3.5 inches tall, roughly. And this one is about 3.5 inches. I'm seeing anyway. So they're all about the same height. So this is the winner. Winner chicken dinner. This one got it by 5/8 of an inch compared to the others. Yep. So this one is 5/8 bigger than those in circumference, which that's a big number. So yeah, there we go, guys. That is just something right there. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That was kind of fun. I mean, it was fun for me. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was just out of curiosity, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a bell pepper, but doing things like that kind of keep you motivated, I guess, especially when you're just getting started out. It's hard, sometimes it's hard to stay motivated, when it comes to gardening, because it seems like a job or a chore. But for me, it's a labor of love. Like I said, I've been doing this my whole life, guys, and I've succeeded and I've failed, many of times. So you ain't always gonna get it right, you ain't always gonna get it perfect, but once you actually get it figured out, like these big bell peppers, I can probably, I would say, kind of guesstimate about maybe how to do it again. Maybe it was the variety. Maybe it's just, they just didn't, maybe the way that when they came up with this variety, that they didn't think they were going to get that big. Maybe I'm the one that did it. Maybe my salt did it. Maybe the weather did it. There's really not going to be a straight answer. But there's one thing for sure, that if you succeed one year, like just saying, even just making a bunch of these, or even half this size, a bunch, you were actually productive. You made something, you grew something, you're able to put up food that way and whatnot. you just kind of remember those things, and like I do, I like to write things down. I don't always I don't always remember to write things down, which can cause me problems because, like last year, I want to do something this year that I did last year that worked, and if that was successful in the way that I did it, and it wouldn't have been successful in any other kind of way, if I don't do it the same way this time, it ain't gonna be successful, if that's what did it. But you always, like, I guess the point is just stay on track with things, and the weather plays a big part, guys. And even, I don't care if you're growing in a hoop house, the biggest greenhouse on the face of the earth, the weather affects it all, no matter if it's inside or not. Blood pressure, rain, the sun, the this and that, and all of that. So, it's just fun to kind of, once in a while, just kind of mess around with stuff like this, and I didn't have one of these measuring tapes. I said, I'm going to go spend $1.77 and finally get me one. Because, what else am I use this for? To check my waistline, I don't sew my own clothes. I ain't that much of a homestead yet. Although I do sew up, zippers and stuff when they break. I'll do that much. But I'm not, there's no use for me for that little tape measure except to, just play with stuff like that, Or when I grow some watermelons, I'm going to see which one's the biggest watermelon, It's just fun to me. But, oh well. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, guys. Hope y'all have a great week. I will see y'all later. If y'all need anything, you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, guys. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I see a couple more that came on in. So God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and I hope y'all enjoy everything I do here and share with y'all. So I will see y'all later, guys. God bless. Y'all take care.